everyone. Hi.
Tabitha, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, good, good. It's so great to see you.
Great to see you too. Whenever I do Instagram lives from my house, um, it never like connects until I add somebody. So it like loves community. It doesn't want me to be like on Instagram live by myself. It's like you need
No,
to get
it's
somebody
smart.
on. I know.
It's smart. It's great. I love it. And you're looking fabulously glam, beautiful.
So
Uh,
do you.
you don't look like you're in Corona pandemic. You don't look like you're the mother of two small children. You look fabulous.
Thank you. So do you. I'm loving like the glasses matching the lipstick combo.
Oh,
It's a lot of
thank,
fun.
thank you, thank you, thank you. So excited to be here, talking with
Yeah.
you today.
Yeah, thanks for making the time to chat with me. I've been looking on from a distance about all the amazing things that you all have been doing at Custom Collaborative. And it just, I've been thinking about like, how can I support? How can I play a part in it in some small way? So I'm happy that we were able to find a way. So before we start, I want to ask you to give like a brief overview, not brief, however long you want, about like what is Custom Collaborative? What do you all do? Um, where are you based? What's your mission?
Sure, sure. Thank you for asking. Custom Collaborative is a nonprofit social enterprise right now located in New York. We have two locations, one in East Harlem, one in Morningside Heights. And our sole purpose is to provide living wage work opportunity for women from low income and immigrant communities. We train women for entrepreneurship or to work for others. We help support them really just grow their skills and create the networks that they need to get
Mhm.
jobs that will pay well and lift them up and lift up their families. We've got three programs. One is a 14-week, 30 hour per week training institute. Another program is our business incubator,
Mhm.
which means we get jobs from small and emerging designers, and then we help our participants um, do these jobs, and we pay them to do the work. In the same way, the
Mhm.
training institute is paid as well. And then we also have a cooperative development uh, program, and we've just launched our first cooperative Fashion That Works production this year. And so they've taken on a couple of jobs. And so I'm just excited to be part of helping women, take their rightful place in the fashion
Mhm.
industry
Mhm.
and, do this work together. So that's Custom Collaborative, I should say. I'm Ngozi Okaro, the executive director. And that's kind of the long, short story.
Yeah, and I know that you all, I was reading a bit about you all earlier today, and 80% of your participants live below the federal poverty line, 50% live in unstable houses, and 85% of your students are moms. So you all are really catering programs to women who um, are some of the hardest working people in the industry, but are often overlooked, very much underrepresented, and usually their voices are not prioritized in typical fashion houses, typical trainings. I remember when I was going to fashion school, I was really struggling at the time because I had to maintain a full-time job, and my full-time job was not paying well, but I still needed it in order to pay for school. And I remember the school that I went to at the time, they sort of allowed you to do the first part of your degree in nights and weekends, but then once you wanted to apply for the bachelor's program, there was only a full-time bachelor's program. So that meant that if you were a working parent, a working person that needed to maintain sort of like a 9 to 5 schedule, there was no space for you in
Right.
in the typical fashion education. So what you all are doing is really breaking down those boundaries and like tearing those doors off those hinges and making space for women who need these opportunities in such an incredible way to be able to provide for themselves and their families and so forth.
Yeah, yes, that's absolutely right. And many women have told us that they wanted to go to fashion school, even like the state schools, and they couldn't afford it.
Hmm.
And so we're trying to help people get past that boundary. And so by, um, providing really like 2 semesters worth of time in school, and then
Hmm.
providing also a training stipend and metro cards and whatever other support we can provide. We're trying to say, like, here's an opportunity. You shouldn't be foreclosed from opportunity just because you
Hmm.
don't necessarily have the money. And I'm just amazed at how talented some of these women are. And I just always think about like what the fashion industry is missing out on and had been missing because people who have skills and ability haven't had the opportunity. So
Hmm.
I'm really happy to be able to, help challenge the narrative that like people who society has pushed to the margins don't have anything to add, because I think that everybody has something to add.
Hmm. Definitely. And you all, I was trying to remember today, like where I met you all. I was like, is it through Tessa? Tessa's my really good friend. What, or was it with Mara Hoffman? And I know that I did some work with you all back when I had a fashion label, like way back in the day. But I'm trying to remember. But I know that you all just, I don't know if you completed or if you're in the process of a program with Mara Hoffman, who's one of my favorite designers because of her focus on sustainability. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, sure, sure. And so I think that actually we met maybe 2017, early 2018. So
Uh-huh.
pre a lot. And I'm not even sure how we connected. It was before the Melanin and Sustainable Style
Yeah,
article. And I remember specifically that you had a client who needed some different clothing because she was differently abled. And
right.
actually, you were the person who propelled us thinking like, oh, there are other people who are differently abled. And so then when,
Mm,
in fact, my mentor came and he said, I teach in a class at New School and I'm having the surgery. I need to be able to
mhm,
have a shirt I can get in and out of. We're like, oh,
mhm.
we can do that. And it
Wow,
again, it's not hard to do different things. You just have to think about we can do different things. So
exactly.
the program that we just completed with Mara Hoffman was put together by Slow Factory Foundation and
Mhm,
Swarovski and the United Nations Office of Partnerships. So what we did was go through with Mara Hoffman and say, okay, so what do we need to do to make the industry more sustainable?
mhm,
And part of that is providing opportunity for people to learn more skills. So we developed a program. Of course, we developed this before coronavirus, and we said, okay, so then for 6 weeks, 3 women who have come through our training program are going to come to you, Mara, and they're going to work in your office, and they're going to get additional training and skills. And then,
mhm.
that program was to kick off in March or April, and we managed to do it remotely. So 3 women,
Wow.
let's see, I think 2 from Jamaica, 1 from Angola,
Mhm,
did a virtual training program, and so they
mhm,
learned. One of them had not been able to learn draping in person because our training program. Um, had moved virtually by the time she came through. So they did draping and all other elements of design. And so they learned more skills. It was really exciting for them. We had a graduation, just really proud of those women.
mhm,
And what it showed was that people, again, who we've pushed to the margins have just as much skill, are eager to learn, and deserve
mhm,
living wage jobs and careers. So I am just grateful that we were able to pair with Mara, who I know believes in, really believes in women, in women's empowerment and
mhm,
sustainability. And
mhm,
I think that other companies can see this and think about how they can commit to really doing the work of having good paying fair jobs here in the US and specifically in New York.
mhm. And I think that's a conversation that I have all the time with people who are like, I want to shop sustainably. I want to buy ethically made clothing. I want to make sure that the people making my clothing are paid well but the price of the clothing is always a challenge for certain people. And I'm always kind of pushing back against the fashion industry that makes clothing at a certain price point sort of unattainable to people who just simply can't afford more. I'm curious about if you've had any thoughts about that.
Yes, yes. So I'm just putting our website up, and I do hear people say, well, I think I've heard a couple of things. One, that, oh, we have to have fast fashion because people who are low
Hmm.
income need it, which is a lie, right?
Hmm.
That's something that somebody just created, because before we had fast fashion, people who were low income had clothes.
Hmm.
Um, and so I, for me personally, I have some clothes that I've had forever, and then there are clothes that I intend to have forever. So, like this top that I'm wearing today, I've had at least 10 years.
Hmm.
And I buy clothes that I like, and I try to get as much wear out of them as possible. I think that, there are a lot of people who, shop thrift, who do clothing swaps, which is all
Hmm.
means of sustainability. And there are many clothes that are not sustainable in terms of they don't pay living wages, and they're not made from materials that last, that are still expensive, right?
Hmm.
And so I just want to do whatever we can by way of education, letting people know what sustainability really means. And then it's not necessarily something that a fast fashion store like slaps a label on it and says this is sustainable, this is green. But there are ways we can
Hmm.
all be sustainable and push the companies that we buy from to be more sustainable. And I
Hmm.
think all of that happens. Companies become sustainable, some of them because they're good and decent people, Mara Hoffman, Eileen Fisher, some others. And there's some who consumers will push them. And so I think that that's where our role is as consumers, not to say, well, this is how it is, but really to push for change.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that there needs to be a systemic overhaul because what we're seeing is that these fast fashion companies are saying we are the solution for people who don't have means. You
Mhm.
know, if you need to do a job interview and you need to pick up something quickly, come to a fast fashion store, we'll solve your problem quickly instead of thinking about why is it that people aren't paid equitably? Why is it that we don't have enough jobs for people? Why is it that our education system is set up in a way that that for the most part you can only take part if you actually can afford it. So the systems that are in place are set up in very inequitable ways that continue to marginalize people who are poor and people who don't have means and immigrants and people of color. So I think it's so much like a bigger question than just fashion. And I totally agree with you. I think that these large fashion companies have to take responsibility. Like somebody said, accountability. There has to be accountability around the incredible power they have in the industry and the fact that they can sort of set the tone for the change that they want to see and they choose not to because
Right.
it's not profitable for them. So yeah, it's just like an ongoing conversation that I always have with people because I think that, thrifting has become something that people are much more interested in. I think people who like lines and labels that are eco, that are ethical. I always look for when they're having sales. I sign up for like the
Right.
mailing list and I
Right.
always like try to look out for when they're having sales and try to think about like what do I actually need. And I have a whole system with my shopping where I add items on a spreadsheet and I like think about it for a week about if I actually need it. But I think these are all practices that people can put into place to just be a little bit more thoughtful about fashion um and to also, you're absolutely right about like pushing our favorite fashion labels to be more accountable, to be much more sustainable, to actually be the change that we need them to be. They're in business and they're successful because of our dollars. And we
Right.
need to realize that we have incredible power. So
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Um, can you tell me a little bit about your holiday market?
I can, and I need to actually model something for you from our holiday market.
Oh,
So,
yay.
so I'm wearing this belt made
Oh,
by
wow.
Isabel, right? So
Uh-huh.
this belt is so sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Isabel just graduated from our training program in
Wow.
June 2020.
Uh-huh.
She made this belt herself by hand
Oh,
using
wow.
leather that was excess that Custom Collaborative had donated. She used that leather. She hand hammered these grommets on, and then like
Wow.
within each of these little grommets is
Mm-hmm.
different leather. So there's a silver leather and a red leather. And so
Wow.
that's for sale on the holiday marketplace. I hear
I
that
love
she's
it.
made it in brown as well. But like this
Mm-hmm.
piece, I'm buying it. It makes my stomach and my sides look the way I want them to look. And I'm going to wear this for years, right? And so
Yeah,
when I'm talking about sustainability, like part of that includes high quality things that I
right.
love. And in fact, um, I'm so glad that you talked about the spreadsheet because even today I was just like, this place that sends me emails when my favorite brands are on sale. I just need to stop getting that email, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
then it's going to tempt me to like open
Mm-hmm.
and look and buy things that I don't need and love. And like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a corset belt because I've got this one, right? So
Right.
this is in our holiday marketplace, customcollaborative.org, and just click on shop. So what
Mm-hmm.
we did was develop a place for women to sell their clothes and their designs on our website. There's actually home goods as well. It's something we've been talking about since 2017, and then
Mm-hmm.
somebody this year October said like, well, let's do it, and so we just put a team together and did it. And so
Mm-hmm.
this gives people the opportunity to put like the skills that they learned in our training program into action. So to sign a contract with us about, consigning their goods, to go through costing,
Mm-hmm.
and to, have their goods vetted by our experts to say like, well, this will sell, this won't sell. You can sell
Mm-hmm.
this at Fab Scrap. You can sell this in the holiday market. And so we're so excited to give women not just the opportunity to learn more in a hands-on way, but also to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really great for them to like have extra money, not have to go through having their own website and try to develop their own media following, but they can do that with us. So I've done some Christmas shopping through our holiday marketplace. I hope the
Mm-hmm.
person who's going to receive this gift doesn't is not watching.
Very cute.
But yeah, it's a
Very cute.
crossbody. It's like a rose leather
Wow.
crossbody bag, and so
Mm-hmm.
Irma created this. I love it. It's got a pocket on the front. It's got
Mm-hmm.
pockets inside, and Irma is super talented. She started working with leather this
Mm-hmm.
year, and so again, she's somebody who I'm saying like people have talent. We just have to give them the opportunity to hone it and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
exercise it. When Irma came to us in, I think, 2018, I don't know what year it is anymore. Um, when it's like
It's all a
yesterday.
blur.
Yeah, it is. When Irma came to us in 2018, she'd never used a sewing machine before.
Oh,
And
wow.
she has such a great mind. She's an excellent seamstress, but also like she can help design and develop patterns. She
Mm-hmm.
basically taught herself how to sew leather this summer. We gave her a piece of leather, showed her the machine and said like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
here, try it out. And so now
Yeah.
she's making these great bags. But again, it's just um, shows that like people have ingenuity, that they
Mm-hmm.
just need opportunity, equitable
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so there are lots of things in the holiday marketplace. I encourage people to go and look. um, the post office and FedEx have all been a little bit dicey, but I think that people, they understand if they get their gifts by New Year's. And I actually bought
Mm-hmm.
something for myself today,
Mm-hmm.
which I'll unwrap eventually. But yeah, we're super excited to have the holiday marketplace as a resource for
Mm-hmm.
people to shop and for women to show off their skills.
Someone's asking the name of the designer, the purse designer.
Oh, so it's Irma. And if you go to our website, you'll see that she has the bag in both this rose silver color
Mm-hmm.
as well as a green metallic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And when is the holiday shop open until?
The holiday shop is open until January 15th. And then on
Mm-hmm.
January 15th, drum roll, we start selling with Fab Scrap. So we'll be in Fab
Ah.
Scrap store, yeah, as well as on their website. And so that's a great opportunity for us, especially because some of
Mm-hmm.
the women get their materials from Fab Scrap. And
Right.
so it's so important to have like a really an ecosystem of
Mm-hmm.
sustainable fashion folks, people who are interested in equity as well as environmental stewardship. And so,
Mm-hmm.
we have to come at it from all angles. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm just really glad to be in partnership with them and so many others
Mm-hmm.
who are trying to move the needle and save the planet and treat people with dignity.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. So how can people support Custom Collaborative? It's the end of the year. We have like
Yeah.
about a week and a half left. Folks are thinking about end of year giving.
Hmm.
Um, how can folks support Custom Collaborative? And can you talk to us about some of the costs associated with, because the training programs are free of charge to the participants. So
That's
can you talk
exactly
to
right.
us about how support from the public is going to help enable them to be able, you all to really be able to continue to provide those trainings free of charge?
Absolutely. So the training program is very expensive, and the incubator, all of our programs, we do not charge the women to be in our programs, right?
Mhm.
And in fact, we pay them. So the training
Mm,
institute, for the women, for the 10 to 12 women who are in the program at any given time, not only is the instruction free of charge, but then they also receive a training stipend. Um, and Metro cards. We pay for materials. Everybody gets a package of everything that they'll need to learn. And we give that to them. And then when they graduate, that's theirs to keep. So it's a very cost intensive program. And we
mhm,
rely really almost exclusively on donations. This year, we sold a lot of masks, although we paid the women to make masks. I'm hoping at this point we're break even, but we have to hire staff, we have to hire experts, we have to buy equipment.
mhm,
We're very lucky that we just got some great, a great huge printer
mhm,
from Mara Hoffman's team at a small fraction of the price. So we're happy to have friends who donate things to us, and we're also happy to be able to have some income where we can make sure that the equipment, the software that we buy trains women for the jobs of today and tomorrow. Right. And
mhm,
so that's really important for us to make sure that they have everything that they need. So people can definitely donate to Custom Collaborative. If they go to our website, customcollaborative.org, they can just click on the banner and they'll find there. It will take them directly to the donation page. If people want to purchase goods, that money goes directly to the women in our program. So that's a
mhm,
way of helping. And then also, if people work for companies that need some help with diversity, equity, and inclusion, basically anti-racism training. That's
mhm,
something that we do as well. We developed a consultancy because we've always been an organization that's focused on equity and inclusion, and so we do the work internally. And we just started thinking this summer, well, what we have is something that so many places need, and people were actually asking us if we could do the training. So we do some training around how to
mhm,
create an equitable workplace that really works for people and brings out the best in people. So those are
mhm,
those are some of the ways that folks can help us out.
mhm. That's amazing. And for folks who are joining, the website is customcollaborative.org. Be sure to go get your holiday shopping done. It's the last week before some people who celebrate Christmas. It's the last week before Christmas. Folks are going to understand if it gets there late, it's going to be okay. Um, so get your holiday shopping done and definitely think about think about donating for your end of year donations. You'll be directly helping revolutionize the fashion industry. I really believe that that's what you all are doing. You all are training these women and giving them skills and paying them at the same time, which is just a completely different attitude and mindset than a lot of other places within the fashion industry. So thank you so much, Ngozi, for jumping on this live with me this evening. Wishing you all the best for the end of the year and for the new year. I'm here if y'all need any other support. And I will be posting this on my Instagram and also changing the link in my bio to Custom Collaborative so folks can just click on the link to donate for a couple of days as well. So thank you again. Hope you have a good evening, Ngozi.
Thank you
So
so
nice
much.
seeing your face.
It was good to see you. Thank you so much for being such a good partner and for always standing for and with women and immigrants and everybody who needs a fair chance. So thank you, Tabitha, for being you. Appreciate you and wish you a happy new year.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Ngozi. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.